Welcome everyone to Think Tank Thursday with Cafefuel, the 9-step system that will show you everything you need to know to use the internet to grow your restaurant. My name is Brian Devine, and today we are talking about Performance Max from Google. And yes, we are talking about Google ads for restaurants that work, and they work better than anything I have seen in a very long time. And if you had seen the last week's episode, we didn't have any sound. And so I had all of my green lights saying that we did, but we didn't. I'm double checking right now just to make sure. And it looks like we do have sound. So hopefully you could hear me, because we talked about this last week, and the numbers have gotten even better. So this is sort of incredible. I'm going to keep this short because I really want anyone who watches this to get the gist of this. Google ads generally are very expensive, and they're generally hard to turn into a profit, especially for restaurants where you have a little bit lower margin. So for industries that you get a customer and it's hundreds or thousands of dollars in revenue, it's easy to make that equation work. For a restaurant where you have a lower margin, it's harder to make it work up front, but usually what we're doing is we're building a list so that, as you know, if we get someone to come in, let's say at a break even, so the cost of the ad to have someone to show up as break even, and they're on your list, then you get to have them come back over and over again for peanuts, right? So the cost to bring them back is a fraction of what it cost to get them in the first time. And that's really what we focus on. However, with Performance Max, we are finding that we can get people in for pennies. And this is incredible information. And believe it or not, in the last week, the results have gotten better. And last week, I was so excited that I wanted to share it. So I'm sharing it again today because this is crazy. Now, essentially what Google is doing is they are saying, our algorithms are now so good that if you just give us all of the assets that you have, your images, your videos, your offers, your special, whatever it is that you have, just give it to them all at once. And yes, the setup for a Performance Max ad is going to take a lot longer than a typical ad, but it is worth it, because Google is now saying, let us find you the right people, and we'll just make sure that it works. And believe it or not, they've got this down. Now, we had tried this when they first kind of came out a little while, months ago. Okay, so we're looking at almost a year ago, really. And we were kind of playing around with it. Not very impressive. We turned it off, went back to kind of, what we knew was working. However, we also found that when we were in industries that were spending thousands and thousands of dollars, like we're talking $5,000 a month or more, that's when this Performance Max was really shining. Well, Google has gotten to the point now where they can shine at hundreds of dollars. And that is why this became so interesting, and we dove in to see what we could make happen, and it is incredible. So I'm going to show you the actual results. So I'm leaving out the client name and information so that the innocent remain innocent, so to speak. But I want you to see from Google's actual numbers what is happening, because when we saw these numbers start to increase, start to improve, that's when we said, okay, let's start moving more of our budget into this Performance Max. And Google is in the process of removing some old ad campaigns that you used to be able to run and only doing Performance Max, because they are able to do something that is amazing. So I'm going to show this to you. I'm going to make this nice and big. What you're seeing, this, like right off the bat, these are the four numbers that you just want to look at and track and monitor. What you are seeing is that conversions, meaning somebody took a specific action that can be, the idea is that they actually took an action that creates a purchase. And because of the way our mobile phones work, you are being tracked. So if your phone is just on, meaning it's in your pocket and the battery is active, your phone's essentially on, and Google and other companies can track where you go. So if you see an ad on your desktop or on your laptop, and your desktop and laptop are synced to your mobile phone, and your mobile phone walks into a location, Google knows that. And that's where things start to get very interesting. And that's why we see, for the cost of $286 in the last 30 days, this is a 30-day period, $286 was spent and 2,000 conversions were created. And that is between landing on the website and clicking on the order button and making a phone call and actually walking into one of the locations for this particular client. That is incredible. So we're talking about the cost per conversion. The cost to get someone to take an active action to make a purchase was 14 cents. We don't need to do a whole lot to make 14 cents profitable. So that is a conversion rate of almost 65%. Now, in the world of digital marketing, when you can have a conversion rate for a cold ad, meaning this ad was just put in front of somebody that was within a location, like we don't know anything about them other than they were within a radius around a location. If we can get 5%, we are just doing phenomenally well. Normally, we're hoping to get 2% or better. So when we're not performing at that, we usually return them off and we're trying to get something that's going to perform at a 2 to 5%. 65% is incredible. I don't even know where to begin. Those numbers are crazy. Now, because of the fact that we are talking about Google Ads, and somebody is doing an active search for what you are offering, that's one of the reasons that we tend to get higher percentages, and why we can say 5% kind of is our starting point, and we're trying to move up from there. But to start out in the first 30 days at almost 64% is incredible. So I hope you see what I'm talking about here. The power behind this is just incredible. So if you know anything about Google Ads, or you are working with a company running Google Ads, you need to be doing this. Performance Max is something that we really didn't think at this price point was going to be effective, but these numbers are insane. And if you would like to know more about it, we're happy to talk to you about it. Just go to cafefuel.rocks, get in touch with us. Let me see if I can put let's put that on there. Cafefuel.rocks. Go there, fill out any of the forms that we have. Give us a call. We've got lots of ways for you to get in touch with us. There's no obligation or fees for talking with us. We just want people to know that this is available. We know that the restaurant industry, there's so much fluctuation. And right now, the opportunity, because it's the holidays, is incredible. And if you get in front of it now, it's really going to have a huge impact, because it's going to give some time for it to ramp up during the holidays, because it's not like you turn these on and they're suddenly profitable. Or I shouldn't say profitable. They don't have an immediate impact. You need some time for things to ramp up. And it used to be about 90 days. Well, now we're looking at less than 30 days. And in fact, in 14 days, we're seeing absolutely amazing results. But it is still going to be, a 1 or 2 week period before it's going to start to ramp up, before Google starts to figure out where to show your ads and to whom to show your ads. So that is why I want you to start like now. And if you're watching this and it's way past the holidays, you can never start soon enough. And if you're in January, February, March, April, doesn't matter. If you haven't started to try Performance Max, I'm highly recommending it. And if you're watching this, later, then absolutely give us a call and find out, hey, is this still working at this pace? Is this still working this well? The answer is probably yes, because Google is going to keep getting better and better at this. And that's why they're pushing more and more people to go into it, because they're getting such great results, which means that they're going to take more market share, more ad dollars from other options, like Facebook, right? So if you used to spending money on Facebook, hey, it's time to move some back over to Google, because this is so darn impressive. I mean, you saw those numbers. It's crazy. We've never seen anything like that. It's pretty exciting. So obviously you can see I'm excited about it. I hope you're excited about it too. And I hope you found some value in it. And if there's anything we can do to support you and help you along the way, please reach out. We're happy to do that. We want to help. And we look forward to seeing you next time on Think Tank Thursday with Cafe Fuel. That's it for me. Bye for now.